All right, here we go. Hi fairies, welcome back to my channel. It's Laurasia Andrea. So I'm finally going to be making a video talking about my PCOS health journey, my PCOS hair journey, diving a lot deeper into a couple of things so you guys can better understand my journey, my experience, how we even got here, and just the things that I've been doing to kind of balance things out, help me along the way, and just finding a better way of changing my lifestyle to fit having PCOS. And if I'm talking about something and I want to talk a little bit more information about it, I will have like little pop-ups right here to just dive a little bit deeper into what I'm trying to say if I'm not verbally saying it on camera. Now, it took me a while to do this video because I've only recently been diagnosed with PCOS. I'm kind of like a late bloomer when it comes to PCOS. A lot of people find out when they are in their early 20s. Some people find out in their late teens, but I didn't find out until I was like 29 to even understand what the hell PCOS even meant. I'm going to tell you guys, like, before I start diving into everything, that this is a very sensitive topic for me. It is a little bit more on the emotional side as well, which is why it just took me quite a long time to even make this video, because I had to even figure out a way to deal with my condition. It's a lifetime thing. Like, once you're diagnosed with it, it's just, this is just what you're going to be dealing with. This is what your life is going to be moving forward. Knowing that a lot of people are going through the same thing as me, so not to take it as personal, I guess, and to just learn how to cope with the situation. Even YouTubers, we are humans too. We are just like you guys. We just sit and talk to ourselves on camera. That's the only difference. I mentioned earlier that I had to even understand what PCOS even means, and that means polycystic ovary syndrome. To sum up the definition, because I'm not trying to get all medical with y'all, I am not a nurse. I am not in the medical field. In my layman's terms of what I feel like it means is just your hormones are kind of imbalanced. So we do not have the same amount of estrogen. We kind of produce a lot more testosterone, which is why a lot of people with PCOS have overgrown like hair in their chin and lip area. Some definitions of PCOS on Google even says that people with PCOS are transgender. I don't really know like how far that goes with that. I don't really know what's going on with like how they're just literally labeling us as, you know, transgender when not everyone is transgender. So I kind of feel like they need to like correct that definition, because that is not the case for everyone. But that was the first thing I saw when I Googled what even PCOS even means. So I want to talk a little bit about my symptoms and how I even figured out I had PCOS. I'm gonna let y'all know, just for a disclaimer, I am going to be talking about a lot of female issues like periods, menstruals. So if you guys are kind of like woozy and like all that, maybe this is not the video for you, but I can definitely let y'all know I have other videos on my channel that y'all might like. It pretty much starts the timeline most likely right after I got my plastic surgery, my breast reduction and my lipo back in January of 2020. I didn't have my menstrual from when I got surgery. I didn't have it for February. I also did not have it for March, but then April, May, June, I had my period for 3 months. I felt like it was a little weird, but I did go to the doctor around that time, and the first thing they told me was, you just put your body through stress. It's probably no big deal. It's probably just the aftermaths of you having lipo and undergoing plastic surgery. Like, just don't really pay any mind to it. It's really nothing. So I'm like, okay, cool, because after that, my menstrual pretty much was like regular. I was getting it once a month for about 7 to 10 days, and it was like that for a year. 2021, my menstrual was just regular. It was nothing thrown off about it. It was cool. Let's fast forward to July of 2021. That was the beginning of just everything going crazy. I got my menstrual and it did not stop one bit, but it was so much worse worse than me having my menstrual in 2020 when I had it for 3 months then. It was super heavy. I was going through Super Plus tampons within a matter of an hour. I had crazy, super large blood clots. I've never had blood clots ever in my life. So when I was having it, I was just like, what is going on with my body? And keep in mind that this was all happening from beginning to end. It was never any break. It was never any slowdown. It was just consistent throughout that entire time. I honestly will say that I've always been open about me having grown hair on my chin. I just felt like that was just really normal because a lot of women on my mom's side family all have facial hair problems. My aunts, you know, a lot of my cousins, my mom, not to put my mom business out there and all that. Sorry, mom. She with the shits. I just felt like it was pretty normal because it really runs in my family, and a lot of women in my family have that issue when it comes to facial hair. So I just felt like I was just a part of the family. It was normal for me, whatever. I can say from July until like now, my facial hair started to grow super thick. Like I always had like little pecks, you know what I'm saying? Like little hairs, but it was not like how it is now. Like now I be growing like full on like chin strap beards. Like sis, I was literally growing like 5 o'clock shadow on my damn chin. I am a YouTuber, so when it comes to hair YouTube, it is long and extensive work behind the scenes. Y'all be watching these little 15-minute, 10-minute, 8-minute videos. Sometimes it takes me like 3 to 5 to 7 days sometimes to even create the videos that you guys are seeing that be like little 10-minute little snips. I'm always tired when it comes to me making my YouTube videos, but when I was going through my cycle from July to October, it was like a crazy abnormal amount of tiredness, like to the point where I am walking up the stairs and I'm exhausted. Like I'm telling you, exhausted. Like I know I don't work out on a daily basis. I'm a natural born athlete. I have been a gymnast or used to be a gymnast from the age of 4 until I was in college. I'm not gonna say like I don't be out of shape, but my out of shape is probably someone else's in shape. I don't get tired like that. Like I don't be exhausted. Like when I tell you I was walking up these stairs and I'm like, oh girl, like I can't breathe. I was legit exhausted. And then I started having like these crazy intense migraines. I have headaches, right? Being a YouTuber, we have to sit and edit our videos and sit in front of a screen for hours and hours and hours at a time. Sometimes that can cause me to have headaches because I'm staring at a screen that is not good for your eyeballs and my head starts hurting. So I normally get headaches, but these were like intense migraines. And I think the last thing for me is like my hormonal acne. If I do not have like a dermatologist or dedicated facial esthetician type of skincare, my skin will break out. I cannot use drugstore products. My skin is just not, it's just not made for stuff like that, like in any way, shape, or form. My acne was getting pretty bad to the point where if I did not go and get consistent facials once a month, my skin would start to break out. So finally, after months and months and months of me dealing with all these symptoms, I finally in early October decided to go to the doctor. I tried to go to him 2 times because the first time I was on my menstrual, he told me to come back 2 weeks later to see if at least my bleeding would stop a little bit. I came back 2 weeks later, it was the same deal. He basically told me that I had to go to a radiologist to get a internal vaginal ultrasound so that they can see inside my cervix to see what's going on, why I'm bleeding so much, why I've been bleeding for a long period of time, and all that stuff. He also ordered me to go and get blood work done because these two were the only ways for him to really diagnose me with PCOS. I go and get my ultrasound done. I also go and get my blood work done. It does not go after 2 days of me even going to get all these things done. My doctor calls me and is like, where are you? You need to go to the hospital right now. He was telling me all the information to tell the doctors. He was saying, write this down, write this down, write this down. They're going to know exactly what you're talking about. So the only thing I can really remember from all the information that he told me was that my hemoglobin was 5.6, and that is extremely dangerous. Now I'm like, what the hell is a hemoglobin? I don't even know what that is. I am not in the medical field. I don't know what it is. I looked it up, still didn't understand what it was, but the doctor ended up telling me when I was there that a normal hemoglobin blood count is between 12 to 15 when it comes to women, and mine was at a 5.6. So now at this point, I am freaking the hell out, y'all. Like I am just like calling my mom, calling my dad, calling my siblings, like pretty much just telling my whole family what's going on. By this time, you guys had no idea what was even like going on with what was happening with me, because all you guys really knew was that I was MIA from social media like that. My family is having a damn panic attack. My grandma's crying, my partner's crying. Like, it was just a hot ass mess. And then on top of that, I was just freaking scared. That was the scariest moment that I have ever experienced in my life. I have never experienced like anything as far as like coming close to death or dying. But I just want to say I thank y'all so much, because that was the day I finally let y'all know and just open up to y'all exactly what was happening with me, telling you guys that I've been sick for months and I've been keeping it from y'all. I was just filled with overwhelmed love. And I just want to say thank y'all so much, because like, even though you guys obviously could not be there with me, I just felt a lot of love coming from the screen. Thank y'all so much. So now I'm going to talk to you guys about my new lifestyle that I've been trying to get used to and just train my body to just start to do. I want to call it like a eating lifestyle, because I want to get my brain used to just eating these type of foods. I don't want to starve myself. I don't want to limit myself. I just want to portionalize and just start doing smaller portions, but still having the food be exactly what I want it to be. I know with PCOS, eating habits are extremely important, because when you have PCOS, the number one issue is weight gain. Everyone has problems with weight gain. I feel like from July to like October, I probably gained within like 20 pounds. I was very self-conscious, but I have seen a huge change now that I am on month 5 with me eating healthier. I can say if you are anemic and you have to take iron every day, a lot of doctors say that it takes at least a month to 2 months for the iron to even start to kick in, for you to start to see a difference with your energy. I feel like now that I'm on month 5, I can kind of talk about like my experience of taking the medicine and how it was in the beginning compared to how it is now. Ever since I have been on my iron for 5 months, I can say that my energy is like so consistent. You guys can see that with my YouTube videos. I have been extremely consistent with my YouTube videos. I post every 4 to 5 days. I don't really like to have a schedule to where I'm posting on certain days. I don't want to have that pressure on myself. So I think me posting every 4 to 5 days just works for me, and I'm allowed to be a lot more consistent on my YouTube compared to what I was before. So I knew I had to be on birth control to stop the bleeding. I chose to go to depot shot because I'm just not a good pill popper. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me just do the depot shot. I only have to do it 3 months or every 3 months. I do take flaxseed oil. I got it from Trader Joe's. I take a tablespoon of that on a daily basis with food. I kind of just wash that down with a touch of lemon juice. I do that every single day. I'm able to go to the bathroom as much as I'm supposed to. Before, that was a big issue for me, but ever since the flaxseed oil came in, I'm able to go on like a normal balanced basis. Now that I've talked about my new lifestyle change, my new eating habits, the medication that I am on, that I'm taking, I am able to talk about my hair loss and my balding. Now, I don't know if this is because of insulin resistance that I'm on. I don't know if it's because of me having PCOS in general. Ever since I was initially diagnosed, started being on my medication and all that, my hair started doing crazy-ish. I started having like a abnormal bald patch in the center of my head. I started to lose my hair, not really on a natural type of like basis. Like, you're supposed to lose your hair, at least a little bit of your hair on a daily basis, but I was losing probably 5 times more than that. I started to research and look up online that PCOS causes hair loss and thinning hair. I'm just like, okay, like, you know, like now things are making sense. I even looked up some videos on YouTube. I was seeing a lot of other people talking about them having hair thinning issues, balding issues. Some people even develop alopecia. And I'm just like, okay, so this is normal, you know, like this is something that a lot of people are going through. This is something that is just common for PCOS. So I can say it started to make me feel a little bit more comfortable when it came to the issue, because in the beginning, I didn't know what the hell was going on. But as I researched it, started seeing that it was very common, and made me feel a little bit more like, okay, like, you know, like this is just something that is just going to be a lifestyle for me, because PCOS does not go away. I'm going to be dealing with this for probably the rest of my life. You guys even saw me shave my hair off as a whole. I don't really feel that comfortable with me having long long hair with that issue. That's the only reason why I did shave it off. And to me, having shorter hair is a lot easier to camouflage balding or camouflage thin hair rather than having longer hair and you having that issue. I feel like it makes it even more apparent that you are balding. This is just my opinion. That's even the reason why I did go blonde, is because to me, blonde hair camouflages bald spots and thin spots as well. So if I can find a healthier way to bleach your hair, a healthier way to have blonde hair at all, my blonde hair did fill in those, thinning spots. My blonde hair did make me feel a lot more comfortable in areas that I wasn't really growing hair like that. And to me, I just feel like it camouflaged my balding and thinning spots as best as it could be, besides, me doing my hair darker and figuring out a hair color that's going to work for me as well. So the last topic that I'm going to talk about is going to be my insecurities. I think my biggest and main insecurity for me was my weight gain. I know sometimes when I do get in relationships, I get that happy weight. I do know that my weight fluctuates a lot, but I feel like the amount of weight that I gained in such a short period of time when I finally figured out that I did have PCOS was just a little extreme for me, I guess. I felt a lot of, self-consciousness. I felt a little like embarrassed a little because I'm just like, I don't even understand how I'm gaining all this weight. I eat the same stuff every single day. I don't even eat unhealthy. So I don't understand why I feel like I have just gained so much weight and I'm just super puffy and I'm not understanding why. I also felt like because I did go through my whole plastic surgery journey, I did go through going under the knife and getting lipo, really because I wanted to get my breasts done. I needed a breast reduction, or just I wanted a breast reduction. I felt like, I already went through getting plastic surgery, getting lipo, getting like the weight I wanted. And then I feel like I just literally gained it all back and it just served no purpose. These are just all like self-conscious things about me. I know I did not look bad to like a lot of people, but y'all also did not see me post within those times. So you really didn't see like how much weight I did gain until I posted my birthday picture for January. And that's when you started to really see me slimming down. I was still thick. I'm just a thick girl, period. Like I'm probably never gonna not be thick. But January is the time that I did start to feel like I am being a little bit more comfortable with my weight. I never want somebody to be like, oh, well, like she's sick or she going through some stuff right now, whatever. Let me just watch her video because I feel bad for her. Like, I don't know. This is just all the stuff that was going in my head. It could not even be true. It's one thing to talk about something one time and it's another thing to talk about it over and over and over again, because this is something that I'm going to continuously have to deal with for the rest of my life. So I just felt like, people asking updates, like what's going on, how is my health? I just didn't want to continuously talk about it because I didn't want that to be the topic of discussion on my channel when, people come to my channel for happiness. So I don't want to be like a happy channel and then every other video I'm talking about some sad shit. Like, I kind of felt like contradicting to be like, oh, here's my natural hair journey. Like, this is how I grew my hair in 9 months and like all this. And then now your girl out hair is balding and thinning and falling out. People were just going to try to come for me. I mean, people don't really come for me. That's honestly something that I can be happy about and say on my channel. I probably have 90% of positive people. And then you got that 10% of weirdos that I don't pay no mind to. But I didn't want it to come off contradicting because I felt like people were just going to talk just whatever they wanted to say to be like, oh, it's because you do your hair too much. Like, that's why your hair is falling out or that's why your hair is thinning. Actually, no, I have PCOS. That is why my hair is thinning. That is why my hair is falling out. That is really probably one of the main reasons as to why I even wanted to make a video like this, is to clear up exactly what's going on. My hair is not falling out because I bleached it. My hair is not falling out because I do my hair so much. It's not because I wear wigs. This is only what you guys are seeing. So you guys are seeing videos being posted back to back. But in real life, that does not mean that that's what's happening. I do not do my hair all the time. I also obviously have a love for wigs as well, but I like to switch it up. I like to do different things. So if I'm not able to really do something as far as like my natural hair anymore, I kind of didn't want that to be the case. How am I going to incorporate me having PCOS and having my hair thin? It's probably going to be a long-term thing, and incorporate that within my natural hair videos. But it was just like really simple, honestly. It was just kind of like, girl, like just kind of flow that in with what you're going through. Flow that in with your natural hair content, because people do have alopecia, people do have thinning problems, people do have PCOS, people do have balding issues. PCOS hair YouTuber person for you guys, because I would have wanted to see that if I was in a viewer standpoint. So I'm going to try to be that even with me being a YouTuber. And that's kind of like the direction that I do want to go into. Now, I think the last thing that I want to touch base on is I was having a insecurity about me becoming depressed. This is something that I have been dealing with probably last year. I finally feel like I have been overcoming my depression that I was in for such a long time. And I just didn't want to fall back into that role in that type of mindset, because I took so much work to get out of that. And I really felt like I was going to fall into that depression. This was something that was very life-changing for me. This was a outer body experience for real, to make me look at myself, analyze what was going on in my life, the different changes that I wanted to make, especially with me turning 30 this year. This was a situation that could have went in a very bad direction. Thank God it did not. I just really feel like I just wanted to be like that person for people. Like, I wanted to be that person for my partner. I wanted to be that person for my siblings. I wanted to be that person for my family. I wanted to be that person for you guys. Like, I just wanted to be that person that I would have wanted to see. I'm kind of happy I did not let you guys know like the step-by-steps of like what was going on with me, how sick I was and all that. Communicating that to you guys in that moment at that time, I could have possibly slipped in a different direction, talking about it all the time rather than just me focusing on something else like creating YouTube. Like, even though my videos slowed down, it was still something for me to do. It was still something for me to focus on. And it was something that kept my mind off of going into a deep depression when that was a route that I didn't even want to go into. But all in all, like I said, I am a late bloomer to the PCOS. I am just a late person of finding out about it in my 30s, trying to cope with it, understand it a lot more, be more educated with it so that I can be more educated for you guys. I want to make this a open discussion for people that do have PCOS, maybe the issues and problems that they did face or are going through right now. I want you guys to drop down some suggestions, drop down some different supplements they can take, drop down some different natural remedies that they can do. Listen, no more hiding on this channel. We are going to be talking about this subject all over. I hope I explained a lot to you guys. I am happy to have opened up a lot more to you guys about the situation. I can say I have finally come to terms with what the hell happened. Just accepting what has happened to me, taking it as a learning life lesson for me to just become a better person and be where I am today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys have made it to the end of the video, I want to hear "that's that girla" in that comment section down below. But as always, I love you guys so much. Can't wait to see you guys in my next one, and bye guys.